Hello guys and welcome to a new video. I may or may not be in the near future putting all of my Yu-Gi-Oh content into Master Duel because I've been enjoying this game quite a lot. So there may or may not be more Yu-Gi-Oh content with the TCG, like with actual cards, or they may be more Master Duel content, but this is a different type of video if you wanted to find out. But this is a series I call Budgefied, which is a pretty cool series. It's got what, in my opinion, are very, very cheap options for you to, mess around with the cards that you like. So this is one of the top tier decks right now. It's called Drytron. I'm pretty sure all of you have seen it on ladder, probably destroying you with like a really good board that you can't really do anything against. Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't really need to cost an arm and a leg. Maybe an arm, maybe not even an arm, if you have the staples like Maxis or Ashes or Called by the Graves, right? You could just throw those in any deck and you'll have like a quarter of your deck done. But for this one, these are like, okay, so I've spent all my money on staples. What can I add to my deck to finish it off without having to craft these URs and SRs in addition, right? So right here, we've got Budgefied Drytron. So this is what I recommend you guys can play if you guys don't have all of these things on the left. So instead of like Herald of Ultimateness, you should try Herald of Perfection. I believe this one is actually situationally better. Yes, the defense is 200 points smaller. So if they have like a 3000 attack monster that they somehow summoned under Herald, then they can beat over it. But aside from that, they are mostly the same card, but also we get to run Dawn of the Herald, which is searchable with our Drytron engine. And we get to draw a card if we ever use Dawn of the Herald. If it's in the graveyard, you just get to draw a card, which is pretty good. And like I said, this is like the suggestion, so instead of crafting the Herald of Ultimateness or pulling for it, you could just get a Herald of Perfection instead. You just need the one. Instead of investing into Cyber Dragon cards, maybe you don't even want to put that in the deck. Maybe you just want the Fafnirs, which is essentially more copies of Drytron Nova in your deck. So, and Drytron Nova is essentially just like Cyber Emergency. So this is kind of like the trade-off, and you get to even run, like I said, Dawn of the Herald, which is pretty cool. Another cool thing about Herald of Perfection is you get to use it with a level, you get to use it as a level 6 for Beatrice, in case you want to use Beatrice. I don't know why you'd go into Beatrice with Herald of Perfection, but there is that option with you if the situation arises. And then you don't even need a 3 Ben 10. Ben 10 is very searchable with Alpha. If you somehow get access to Alpha, you have access to Ben 10. And you don't even need all of it. You could even run like Natasha or Ida 10 instead. Natasha is cool. It gets to steal a monster from your opponent, and Ida 10 is instead of on tribute, it's on ritual summon. You get to search. So it's kind of like a Ben 10, but it's also kind of not like a Ben 10. So yeah, if you're running low on resources, you don't have time to craft all of these are your options. And then really quickly, I also made options for your extra deck. So some what do you call this? Some Drytron lists, if you go second, often their play is to make Lyrilisk Assembled Nightingale into Zeus, but Lyrilisk Assembled Nightingale doesn't really do much. It's technically like a 400 attack monster that can attack multiple times directly, and that's how you make Zeus, so that it doesn't die. But if you just really need to clear your board, you don't need this SR at all, unless you already have it. If you're building all the meta decks and you also have the Lyrilisk cards. But a really good substitute for it is Kikinagashi Fucho. So this one just says, once per turn, oh no, this card cannot be destroyed by battle, and you do not take battle damage from attacks involving this card. Which is, honestly, I think that's good, right? So you could I'm sorry, you could go into Fucho, you attack, and then you don't need to take battle damage. It's unaffected by everything during the battle phase, and then you make Zeus, or you make Downward Zeus, and then it's the same thing. And then the other one is IP Masquerena. So some end boards prefer going into IP so that it has an additional, what is the word? It has an additional disruption during your opponent, but Herald of Mirage Lights also does that, in a way, except it's only for spell and traps, I believe. Spell or trap or effect is activated. It's basically one of these on link form, but you have to dump fairy from your hand. So you could go have ultimate this or perfection on board, and then also have Herald of Mirage Lights on board, and that's super annoying for your opponent to deal with. You also have, since you're not running the IP Masquerena, if you're following this, right, another underrated card that people can definitely run in Drytron, and I haven't seen people running it, or maybe they just never summon it against me, but it's Cross Sheep. Cross Sheep is really solid if you tribute summon, not tribute summon, ritual summon something into the zones that this card links to, or like the link markers point to. Then you get to activate my favorite card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Pot of Greed, and you just get to draw 2 cards. It is honestly amazing. So yeah, these are all very solid replacements. If ever you can't get your hands on these, yeah, I figure you should give it a shot. They're very low investment cards anyways. If you're already building Drytron and you can't seem to finish the rest of the deck, this might have helped you, or might have not. I don't know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys next time. Bye. I'm waving my mouse. Bye.